Hello everyone, this is Dr. Bo from Dr. Bo Career Booster. This is part 3 of Get Yourself Promoted at Work Fast, Find Your Sponsors and Mentors. This step is about finding your sponsors and mentors. But maybe let's start with defining what is a sponsor and what is a mentor, and what's the difference between those two. During my career coaching, and there are many people come to me asking what's the difference between mentor and sponsors. It's really important to identify them and separately because they play a critical function in your career path differently. Well, sponsor is someone who has direct decision power or influence over your promotion and is willing to offer opportunities and or speaking up for you. While mentor can be anyone who can offer good advice or perspective to your situation and help you. The best mentors could be those who are probably one level higher than you, but also work in the team, collaborate with your team on a frequent basis. So he or she has enough experience as well as enough context of what you're going through. Now you understand the difference between the mentors and sponsors. And sponsors are the people who will speak up for you and provide opportunities to advance your career. And mentors, while most time, are providing their perspective suggestions. So it's time to scan the space around you and see who can be a potential sponsor for you and who can be mentors. Grab a piece of paper and write down their names. Now you have a list of the names and do some good analysis around each potential sponsor and the mentors and why they make a good sponsor or mentor for you and what is the best way to reach out to them. Usually if the sponsor and the mentor is within your company, and the easiest way is just reach out to them directly through an email, a message, just say, I am looking at how to best advance my career. I'd like to have a quick conversation with you and see if you can give me some advice. Or you can also participate in some of the firm-wide program. Most of companies would have formal mentoring program, and some companies start to pilot a sponsorship program. And when you see those programs, take a look at them, who potentially will be in the mentor or sponsor pool, and raise your hand trying to participate in those well-organized firm-wide programs. Great, now you have a list of potential mentor and sponsors, and you research each of them, what is the best way to approach them. It's time to build a relationship. It's typically there are 3 phases of the relationship between you and the sponsor or mentors. To start with, introduction. And second, deepen your relationship through the interactions. And when it got to the certain point, it's time to harvest the relationship, ask them to step up for you or provide critical advice for you at a turning point. And of course, you need to keep maintaining the relationship to nurture in the long term. We'll go through part by part. Sponsors versus mentor, they're slightly different. What the key message or key things you need to achieve during each of the 3 phases of relationship building. So first phase, introduction. When I say introduction, it's not just simply rundown of your background or tell them what you're doing, because most of the sponsors and mentors you have reached out probably know a little bit about you and what you're doing. Introduction means it's a perfect time for you to pitch your value added, to show your skill sets and your potentials. So for most of sponsors who are senior managers of the firm, they're constantly scanning the space and see what talent's out there, right? To help them to execute their visions, to provide level feedback back to them on their programs and to identify the rising stars in the firm. So think about it. What is your potential and the best skills offered to the firm, and how can you help the sponsor to achieve his or her vision, and in the region, in the function, and in the team? Most mentors are middle level to senior level managers in the firm. Many of them are developing their leadership skills. So for you to have a constructive conversation with them about the challenges you face, or the issues you could deal with, or the exciting ideas you have, it's also a great opportunity for the mentors to see things through a different lens. Many of the people would be happy to offer that time to you and discuss issues and challenges with you, as well as a good opportunity for them to build a network in the firm. So think about all those things from the sponsors and mentors perspective. How do you position yourself in this relationship as a constructive and value added to them? And in return, they'll provide valuable opportunity as well as advice to you. Now you articulated what you need from your sponsor and the mentor, as well as what's your value added to them during your introduction session. It comes to the second phase, which is to deepen your relationship. Deepen your relationship through actions and projects and activities. Sponsors are often the senior leaders in the business lines or function lines, and he or she has a vision about how things can grow, and oftentimes shorter resources. A lot of new initiatives out of a BAU. Those area is a great area for you to explore with the sponsor and see anything you can help. For example, one of my own sponsors have offered me a great opportunity to lead a working group with many senior leaders from our firm to discuss our diversity and inclusion agenda. Through that project, not only our discussion results contributed to the firm's policy discussion, as well as how my sponsor make his decision on improving the workplace. Leveraging this project, I also had an opportunity to showcase my skills and capability to bring people together, to bring senior people together to work on one agenda. And we have plenty of room for discussion while we still drive to certain conclusion and consensus. And this have built a very strong credential in front of my sponsor for my leadership capability. So have those discussions with your sponsor about his or her vision and identify those areas that he or she might need help. Ask for opportunity to work on those outside of BAU initiative. Suggest a program that might be filling those gaps. And those projects and will give you a lot of a chance to show your capability and skills as well as developing you. And that will give your sponsor a concrete idea of what you are capable of. There are a couple key points for deepen your relationship with your mentors. First of all, have a clear idea what you want to achieve out of the mentoring session. What do you need the most help? Second, prepare a few questions coming to each of the mentor session. Not too many, I'll say 3 of them is enough, because you want to leave enough time for the free discussion or what a mentor want to discuss with you. But do prepare a few questions before you come in. Give some thoughts about what you need the most out of the mentoring session, and be honest with yourself what you're good at or what you need help, and share that openly with your mentor and set expectation what you need the most from the mentoring session. For example, one of my mentees, and who when she started a session with me, she was very clear about what she needs most, is to help her to get her voice heard at the leadership table. She just started leading a team and started sitting at the leadership table, but she was struggling having her voice heard. So through the next couple months, we worked around that theme, and I helped her to recognize the importance of her voice heard and help her develop the skills of speaking up during the leadership table as well as getting feedback from other people. How is she improving on the subject? There are also other avenues to deepen your relationship with your sponsor or mentors, such as a personal hobby or a great charity cause that you both care. Those also are subjects that you can discuss with a mentor or the sponsors and see is there anything you can do together. Long story short, deepen your relationship through actions, activities, and projects. That's how people form a strong impressions of you and have a deeper understanding of your capability and skills. Once you build a strong relationship and rapport with your sponsor and mentors, it's time to harvest the relationship and maintain it. As when the time is right, for example, during the promotional review, don't be shy of asking your sponsors to speak up for you and advocate for you in that reviewing room. When you are given a critical challenge and opportunity or internal opportunities, mentors are perfect to tell you pros and cons of each options. And so don't be shy of open up with them and ask for their feedback. Make a diligent effort to maintain the relationship, has regular catch up with them, make sure they know how you actually progress through your current roles and I hope through this episode, I have explained the importance of a sponsor and the mentors, as well as the definition of each, the techniques of identifying them and building relationship with them, and then leverage them for your own career path when it's needed. Thank you very much for watching, and please subscribe to Dr. Bo Career Boost.